Hello everyone, this is Random Writer here, and today I have another Capper X Reader fanfiction. So it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I actually figured that I might as well go ahead and do a quick video before I head off to a trip I'm doing. So let's get started. Oh, and this one is called A Sweet Poem. Link will be in the description. Let's start off with your point of view. I wrote the words out onto the page, trying to make the poem as perfect as possible. But I just grew frustrated. So I took a deep breath and stood up from my chair. I opened my door and saw Capper lying on the couch sipping tea and reading. I let out a dreamy sigh, seeing his tall frame laying on the couch, the way his eyes read over the words of the small bore. Capper looked up from his book and spoke. "Hey, you alright, your name? You look a little red." You snapped out of your dreamy state and spoke in a nervous tone. Yeah, I then sighed. Just having a little trouble with writing is all. Capper knew my love for writing and how I sometimes had those days where writing was just a challenge. He was quite useful during those times and would read over my work and critique it. But I don't think it'd be a smart idea to let him read the poem I was working on. Do you want me to take a look at it? I stiffened at the question. I had a gut feeling that he would ask that, but I just shook off the sudden sickness in my stomach. No, it's fine. Besides, I have to go do some shopping, I said in a nervous chuckle. Capper gave me a funny look, and I knew I had to get out of there as soon as possible before he questioned me further. I quickly grabbed my purse and rushed over to the door, saying my usual "Bye, Capper" before leaving. Now let's switch to Capper's point of view. Something was definitely wrong with your name. Even a blind opponent can see just how nervous she was before leaving. I looked over at her bedroom door and looked over at the clock. She usually took about a half hour to finish up her shopping and come back home. Don't ask how I know that. But I figured I'd have time to read over some of the work just to help her. And what noisy cat wouldn't, am I right? I sighed and walked over to the door. I opened it and looked over at her work desk. It was cluttered with different scrap papers and the trash overflowing with paper. I chuckled. Your name was a pretty big worker when she wanted to be. I walked over to the desk and saw one paper that wasn't crumpled up or torn. I picked it up and began reading. Capper Dapper. My dear Capper is more dapper than any top hat ever made. He's stayed in my heart and is a part of my mind and soul. I'd mine all the coal in Equestria for my beloved Capper. He's more dapper than any filthy rich pony you could think of. He's my beloved, and his charm makes any kitten fall in love. But no dove can care for him like me. The bee's honey is green with envy over Capper's sweetness, and his emerald eyes shine brighter than the grass on a warm summer day. My heart is on the beach's bay from his amazing voice. His love makes me complete, and my love for him is stronger than concrete. I felt my face burst into flames hotter than the sun as I tried to process what was on the paper. I took a deep breath and my ears drooped. I put the paper back down and I knew what I needed to do. Time skip. Your point of view. I walked into the house and saw Capper standing by the door like how a puppy sits by the door waiting for its owner to come home. "Hi, Capper." He looked over at me and smirked. He started walking over to me slowly, and I started to feel myself start sweating. I began backing up, but my back hit the wall and I gulped nervously. I looked back at him and grew scared. He put his hands on both sides of the wall, trapping me in. I looked in his emerald eyes and felt my face heat up like a fire. Suddenly, his lips crashed into mine, and before I could react, he pulled away and whispered in my ear. Your eyes shine like the stars, and I travel so very afar just to see them light up. Your hair is so soft and smells like cherries. The berries in Celestia's garden are put to shame by the sweetness of your heart. Your smile can give cheer to the saddest. Those who hurt you should lie down in fear, because I'd show them no one messes with you. You are a true fighter, and my heart grows lighter and lighter the more I'm with you. I love you. After he finished speaking his little love poem, I shot him a glare. You read it, didn't you? He chuckled and looked off to the side. Maybe? I was about to yell at him, but then I thought about the poem he told me. I felt my heart fly, and I smiled. I grabbed his face and kissed him. He stiffened for a bit, but he slowly relaxed. He put his hands on my waist and massaged it as I scratched his ears softly. We both pulled away after a few long moments and panted lightly. I love you too, Capper. I then hugged him. He chuckled and kissed the top of my head. I know you do, he said in his sly tone. Oh, shut up, I said jokingly. At least I know I could definitely write a good story about this. The end. So I had a lot of fun making this, and it was actually really enjoyable because I do tend to write some poems here and there, and I actually, on a scrap piece of paper, wrote a poem for Capper, and that poem that the reader wrote for Capper was actually the poem that I wrote for him. So I actually felt that it was pretty cute, and I thought that it'd be really funny and very much like Capper to be able to write a poem just for the reader, just for payback, or whatever you want to call it. But I had a lot of fun making this, and again, guys, link will be in the description. And thank you all for watching. This is Phantom Writer, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.